Before the video starts, keep in mind that I am just some average Joe. I'm not a politician, I'm not a security specialist, I'm not a professional in anything. This video will simply be discussing the popular social media platform TikTok and the allegations that have occurred from the company. Please do not harass anyone in this video in any way, shape, or form. That will not get anything done. This video is for educational purposes, and despite what I bring up and say in the following video, always remember to do your own research before coming to conclusions. I know full well you have heard of its existence. You have seen so many people get on it. It looks like a little fun, a bit interesting, but something seems off. And if you were one to think such, then you would be right. Because there was always something off. Always. About TikTok. It's vital to understand where this app came from if we wish to understand what is going on now. And for that, we must look across the Pacific Pond to the People's Republic of China at a man by the name of Jiang Yiming. Sorry for the mispronunciations. Jiang was born on April 1st, 1983, unfortunately, in Longyang, Fujian, China. Yep, I'm gonna butcher a lot of words, so in advance, again, I'm sorry. By age 18, he enrolled in Tianjin's Nankai University, where he majored in microelectronics and then software engineering. That's the most important bit to remember. After graduating in 2005, he would jump around working for a few businesses: a travel agency, Microsoft, a defunct social media platform, and a real estate searching platform like Zillow or Redfin that he would create. And then finally in 2012, he would create ByteDance in order to create a news outlet. And it worked out really well, to the point where it had 13 million users, and money was rolling in like clockwork. Now let's focus more on ByteDance, the company behind the dreaded app we know of today. Hey, remember Musical.ly? If you did, well then I'm truly sorry for you. Well, don't worry, because ByteDance would end up buying Musical.ly in 2017 and doing the one good thing in its history by shutting down Musical.ly in 2018, giving Musical.ly a 4 to 5 year lifespan, which, in my personal opinion, is 4 to 5 years too long. During Musical.ly's unnecessary run, ByteDance was developing their own social media platform named Douyin, otherwise known as China's version of TikTok, which was launched in September of 2016. It too was a huge success, and that was only in China. So of course, ByteDance expanded into the foreign market, launching their own special international atrocity 2 years later after Douyin, TikTok. And thus, we can get back to our main point. We do sincerely hope that you are enjoying today's episode. If you do, please hit that subscribe button, that notification, so you can be notified when another video comes out, and that like icon. Thanks a bunch, boys. And for you who have already subscribed, thank you. Now, back to the show. Let's jump to recent times. ByteDance recently has admitted to spying on Forbes journalists through TikTok. The journalists in question had done pieces on TikTok's connection to China and how it shares its data with the Chinese government. That's relating to China's data security law, which boils down to any company based out of China must share their personal and important data with the Chinese Communist Party without delay or hesitation if they are asked to do so, which doesn't bring comfort to me, especially for people who utilize services and products from China. So from the beginning, it's clear that TikTok isn't exactly what most would call trustworthy. Yet, after the Musical.ly merge, the platform only grew with users due to the popularity of many songs. And when I say it grew, I mean it. Seriously. TikTok's user base skyrocketed in early 2019 and just kept going. But whilst making strides as a social media platform, ByteDance picked up some not so nice scandals that made people start to truly question TikTok and ByteDance. For instance, one of the first scandals that took place was the constant child privacy violations. So far, there have been a couple lawsuits relating to child privacy violation, one from the FTC in February 2019 and one from an individual living in the UK in 2021 to 2022. The similarity? The harvesting of minors' data without permission from the appropriate government. Data such as, and I quote, first and last names, phone numbers, email addresses, biographies, and profile pictures, end quote. That is extremely concerning on its own, and even more so when you take into account how many users were on TikTok, especially those 13 and under. In 2019, TikTok had a user base of around 300 million. Reportedly, 28 of those users were aged anywhere between 10 and 19 years of age, meaning that there might have been around 84 million users aged before 10 and 19. That's a big yikes. Plus, even after the original FTC lawsuit, the conditions that TikTok was set to follow regarding privacy were broken again, resulting in another lawsuit by the FTC for TikTok breaking those rules. So right off the bat, TikTok's reputation was extremely far from stellar, and keep in mind, these privacy lawsuits were not the only ones. Let's take a look at Exhibit B now. In 2019, The Guardian published a report that claimed, quote, TikTok instructs its moderators to censor videos that mention the Tiananmen Square massacre, Tibetan independence, or the banned religious group Falun Gong, according to leaked documents detailing the site's moderation guidelines, end quote. In the article, The Guardian claims that TikTok mods are required to ban anything negatively relating to China's form of government, their suppression of religion, or likely other atrocities, such as the Uyghur Muslim concentration camps and massacres, and organ harvesting. And whilst it probably shouldn't come as a surprise, it's still awful. So after all the backlash TikTok received, the US government gave TikTok until November 12th and then the 27th to strike a deal with any other company outside of China to transfer operations and, more importantly, data to another company, and for ByteDance to give up control of US TikTok users' data. And eventually, after multiple companies showed interest in buying TikTok, a company by the name of Oracle would end up on top. So that's fine and dandy. User data is transferred to American servers and is beyond the reach of the Chinese government. That's cool, fine, whatever. If it wasn't for the fact that ByteDance wasn't honest at all. Because in mid-June, BuzzFeed, yes, I know, not the best source, but released a report claiming, quote, engineers in China had access to US data between September 2021 and January 2022, at the very least, end quote. I'm sorry. at the very least?
Huh?
Uh-oh. They did try to calm people's nerves once this info was released by saying that all US data is out of their hands. But at this point, should that really be trusted? Especially considering the timing and whatnot? So with multiple strikes on TikTok's record, it would only be a matter of time before bans were imposed on the app. And it would all start in China's next door neighbor, India. This ban would take place on June 29th, 2020, and whilst TikTok was not the sole target, as 59 other apps or so were banned, TikTok was certainly part of this ban and was highlighted, with the reasoning being cited as, quote, being in the interest of the country's sovereignty and integrity, end quote. So that didn't go over well, but hey, there's always the USA. Ah, right. Never mind. So things aren't looking up right now, especially considering the spy balloon courtesy of the CCP. So what might happen now? I have a few ideas. Theory 1 is that TikTok is banned from the US in general. This is the least likely outcome, and I'm just gonna say impossible. But that doesn't mean it's not already happening in a limited capacity. There are plenty of people who have made and make a living off of being on TikTok, so to try and convince them to delete the app is certainly, to put it lightly, a rough and hard sell. And even if you somehow convince people to get rid of the app, and you start to form a proper national ban, don't worry. Or do worry. Because there will be plenty of lobbyists and company officials from whoever TikTok is owned by now, likely ByteDance, waiting to pay government officials a pretty penny to look away from the situation. I'm not sure if they've done it once before, but I have no doubt that they can absolutely do it if they had to. Okay, so theory 1's a dud. Hey, it's future me, otherwise known as editing me. So whilst I was making this video, some stuff happened. You know, a little bill was passed that gave the president complete power to, ban TikTok, which essentially made the other part of this video, to put it lightly, useless. There was going to be a theory too about how government offices and schools only would ban TikTok, but after the new bill passing and all, it's kind of useless. So with the video coming to a close, I want to know what you all think will happen to TikTok. Let me know in the comments. And remember, despite what I brought up today, do your own research. Don't take my word for the situation. Come to your own conclusions. Don't just point at mine, okay? Alright. Thank you for your patience and your support, because, well, you know it means a lot to me. It really. So, thank you. I love you all. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. Please stay tuned for our next broadcast. See ya.